says, the last line, Kamoshel hazoina im ben hamelech hamavur b'zoya. For this, there's a metaphor of the zona, the harlot with the prince, in Zoya Truma, shekol ritzoina v'cheftza shaloi l'tzayasais. The Zoya Parshas Truma gives the following metaphor. Vahi hayoim, a king wanted to know if his prince is suitable to take over the throne. The first definition of leadership is you have self-control. If you don't have self-control, you can't control other people. You can't lead if you don't lead yourself. Ezel Gibber HaKoivish, as Yitzhak, as the Baal Shem Tov says, Yitzhak, not somebody else's Yitzhak. It's easy for me to conquer your Yitzhak. Right? You know when we hear stories about somebody? Zapera Adam, I would never do this. Of course, you sin differently. Don't judge somebody else just because he sins differently than you. HaKoivish says, Yitzhak, my Yitzhak, not yours. I don't have your taivas, you don't have my taivas. The king wants to see if his prince has control. What does he do? He knows that the prince is a lebedike ingala. Baruch Hashem, his psyche is healthy. So he hires, it's a funny story, but this is in Zoya Parshas Truma, you could look it up. He hires a Zoyna. He hires a promiscuous woman, a harlot, and he offers her a tremendous, tremendous reward if she can go and entice her son to behave in an immoral way. Understand now what happens. Here's what happens. She approaches the prince. She has to do a good job. If she tells him, the king sent me because he wants to see, verbistu, it's all over. It's all over. It's a game. She has to be a zoina kamashakasu. No compromises. He can't know the secret. But what is really going on here? What does she want? Does she want that the boy should surrender to her? Or does she want he should tell her no? So the Balatanya says that's the oimek. Shekol ritzoyna v'cheftze shaloi l'tzayis. She's asking and begging, but she's begging inside, say no, say no. She knows that if he surrenders, the king is going to be so hurt. And she works for the king. She's connected to the king. She's a person of the king. If the boy says no, the king will be so happy. And therefore, her relationship with the king will also be. She'll be beloved by the king. If not, the king will always look at her as the source which brought out who his son really is. If she persuades him and she prevails, it's not the Ratzon HaMelech. So now look at the two perspectives. From the perspective of the boy, who is she? She's Mamish Azoin who wants to destroy his life. From the perspective of the king, her whole inyan is to build his life, to bring out his koyach, to bring out his power, to let him flex his spiritual muscles. From his perspective, he thinks she really wants him to do it. She knows that she really doesn't want him to do it. But he never knows that secret. So you have here completely two different layers of reality. On one level, she's Ra, and that's true, she is Ra. On another level, she's pure toiv, she's pure innocent. All she wants is to bring out the goodness of the boy by him saying no. So the whole temptation is there just to challenge you that you should be able to become a man. Without that fight, you'll never be able to become a person. If you don't have that ability to lift those weights, to fight for yourself, you never become a person. You need to be able to resist. That's what brings out your tremendous koyach. But so from the Melech's perspective, she's just a shliach of the king. To bring out the ruchnius of the child, the toiv of the child, the morality of the child. She's a complete shliach, shluchar shaladam kamaisa. She's the king herself. She's like Hashem himself. She's a shliach of Hashem. What does he see? He sees a pure zayna. If you ask him, he's going to go back to his father and say, punish her, she's the worst thing. Little does he know the secret that she was sent by the father. And not only she was sent by the father, she wants him not to listen to her. So there's a completely different layer. This is an example where on one level you're dealing with Ra. This Yetzer Hara is Mamash Ra. On a different level, he's really all toiv. All he wants is your good. The funny thing is, when you listen to her, you think you're doing what she wants. You think you can have a relationship with her. Really, why doesn't it work? This is the source of addiction. Because she really wants you to say no. So by actually following her request, you don't even get her. You get her chitzonius, you don't get her pnimius. And you know it. So you need more, and you're not even getting her. Because her you're not getting, because she wants you to say no. By saying no, you're actually getting her. Because that's her whole tachlis, she's serving the melech. By saying yes, you think you have her, you don't have her. You have the external self. It looks like you have her. You think you have her. She's never saying, oh, what an idiot, what a tippish. He thinks she's all excited. She sees all excited. Nebuch. He's excited with nothingness. He doesn't even know who I am. All sin in the world is this situation. The Yetzer Hara lacht. He's like, he's taking me seriously. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. I'm not into this. I'm a shliach. So at the surface it's one layer. On a deeper level it's a whole other layer.